Because of all this tendency to be hunched over, etc., we're gonna start off lying down. This will alleviate some of the tension on the spine. And then we're gonna do a few warm-ups lying down. So when you lie down, you don't have gravity pushing the spine down, wanting to weigh the head forward into the posture that it gets stuck in. So often I'll start off lying down on days when I want to create a release for the spine to open up. So the knees are bent, feet on the floor, arms at your side. And then if you have to spend a lot of time seated at work, then the spine, it doesn't have as much health because it's not getting nice range of motion. So we're going to start off just by creating range of motion for the spine through the lower back by arching and tucking the pelvis. So as you inhale, put a big arch in your lower back so you can slide your hands under there. And as you exhale, flatten the lower back towards the mat. Inhale, arch to your lower back. And exhale, flatten out. Inhale, arch through your lower back. And exhale, flatten out. Then inhale into neutral. Okay, so not only do we want to do things to promote flexibility, but also better movement and strengthening will also be good for those spinal muscles to help you to stay strong, to be upright, so that when you feel yourself sinking, you'll know, oh yeah, I have to wake up those muscles again. Okay, so first we'll do some opening things and then some strengthening things. So first bring your palms together, and as you inhale, spread your upper back, spread your shoulder blades away from each other. And as you exhale, draw the shoulder blades in towards each other so the chest puffs up. Inhale, spread your shoulder blades, push the fingers up to the ceiling. And exhale, draw in. Then release that, bring knees together, interlock your fingers on your forehead, and bring the elbows in. Stretch the chin towards the chest. Inhale, open your elbows and your knees out. Exhale, bring the elbows and the knees in. 2 more times. Inhale, open elbows and knees. Exhale, bring elbows and knees in. These simple exercises will really help to create better movement for the spine. Inhale, open the elbows and the knees. Exhale, bring elbows and knees in. Then open the elbows wide apart like goalpost arms. Take your feet the width of the mat. As you inhale, stretch your right knee towards your left big toe and slide your right thumb along the floor up and overhead. Lengthen your tailbone through towards your knee. Lengthen the rest of the spine upward towards the finger. Exhale, come back to center. That was a big inhale. Inhale, change sides. Stretch the left knee towards the right big toe. Slide the left thumb overhead and elongate from your tailbone towards your heel, from your navel up. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, change sides. Exhale to center. Inhale, change sides. Exhale to center. One more round. Inhale, change sides. So warming up the hips and the shoulders so that they don't yank on the spine. Back to center. Inhale, change sides. Oh, and back to center. That feels good. Okay, now we're going to do the strengthening exercise. So shift your pelvis into neutral so that you have your lower back curve, but you're not overarching. So you're right in between flattened and arched. And now practice maintaining that. Put your hands on your frontal hip bones. Raise your right leg up in a table. Lower the heel down without the hip bones moving at all. So you have to turn on your core muscles and bring the leg back up. Set the foot down. Change legs. Oh, I have to squeeze my abs so that the hips don't twist. Slowly lower the left heel. Tap it. Squeeze your abs so that your hips don't go away from you. And bring the leg back up. Okay, let's try a little more advanced variation of that. Both legs up. Without the hip bones twisting, turn on your abs, slowly lower the right heel, bring it back up. Slowly lower the left heel, back up. Then take your arms straight up. Inhale the right arm back, left arm forward. Exhale back up. Inhale, change sides. Exhale back up. Inhale, change sides. Keep the lower back long, the neck long. Back up. Inhale, change sides. Now let's add on. Send the right leg forward and slowly lower it. Turn on the low abs so that the hip bones don't move. Exhale, back up. Inhale, change sides. Stretch the left leg out and slowly lower. Strong core to help teach the lower spine length and health. Exhale, back up. Inhale, change sides. Keep the neck free. Make sure you don't clamp down on the neck. Exhale, back up. Inhale, change sides. Tailbone long. Navel up through the spine. Exhale, back up. Inhale, change sides. Exhale, back up. Inhale, change sides. Exhale, back up. Last one, inhale, change sides. Exhale, back up. Inhale, change sides. Exhale, back up. Hug your knees in. Roll up towards your knees, touch your outer heels. Tuck yourself up into a little ball. And release. Take a breath. Good, then roll over to your right side. All right, so you might feel your abs have turned on a little bit. That's good. Come onto the hands and the knees now. Place your hands right underneath your shoulders and your knees under your hips. And let's get a little more range of motion for your spine by doing some cat-cow. Now that you feel warmed up, let's see if we can undulate the spine nice and evenly. Tip the sit bones up and wheel your chest forward. Good, then tuck your sit bones and round through your back. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, tip the sit bones like a wave going through the spine. Roll the chest forward. And exhale, tuck your sit bones, round through your spine. Good, then inhale, come into neutral. And stretch your right arm straight out to the side. But practice keeping your spine long so that you're not getting yanked with your arm. Just the arms moving instead of the spine too. Then slide your right hand behind your left wrist. And as you reach your fingers over to the side, keep lengthening your spine straight out like when your back was on the floor. Breathe into the space between your shoulder blades. And you can start to break up some of the tension in the upper back by taking deep breaths. Keep lengthening your spine so you can feel that the vertebra in the middle and upper spine are being lengthened as they're gently twisted. That's so good for them. And then come back to center and just feel the difference. Ooh, feels pretty good. Okay, now take your left arm out to the side and slide your left hand behind your right wrist. Okay, now it's not a very deep twist. We're gonna do a deep twist a little later, but in this one, just think about creating length through your spine. Use your inhalation to elongate all the bones of the spine, especially in the middle upper back. And as you exhale, let the back body spread as if your left back ribs could spread towards your left hand. Inhale, create space in between your shoulder blades. And exhale, come back to center. Good, then curl your toes under, stretch your butt back towards your heels, and walk your arms forward. Modified child's pose. So this is a great variation of down dog, especially if your hips are very tight or your hamstrings are very tight and down dog tucks you under. This is a great way to get length and start to stretch the shoulders and the upper back. Then come up onto the hands and the knees. We'll do one more variation of down dog. Keep the hips back over the knees and then start to walk your hands forward. Draw the navel up so that in your waist you don't sink. Keep the sides of the waist long as you let the chest start to melt towards the floor. Press down your middle 3 knuckles, reach them down, spin your biceps towards the ceiling, and elongate through the sides of your trunk. Then come back up. Now that the shoulders are warmed up, let's try a full variation of down dog. So from the hands knee position, take the hands and handprint forward, curl your toes under, with a little bend in your knees, lift your hips up. Then stretch the hips up and away from the wrist. Keep reaching into the arms like we just practiced. Inner arms up, stretch the knuckles, lengthen the sides of the trunk, and pull up through the legs so that the butt's not tucked under. Stretch way back, let the head go. Good, then set your knees down, point your toes back, and stretch into child's pose. Inhale, come back up. One more time, downward facing dog, stretch back. And then walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Put a little bend in your knees, let your head drop down. Okay, let's bend the knees actually a little bit more so you can feel the backs of the legs release evenly. Let your navel release back to your spine so that your lower back spreads. Then place your hands up onto your outer hips and come on all the way up to stand. Stand in mountain pose, bring your feet together. So in mountain pose, for everybody, the posture tends to be from all the sitting that we do in our culture is for the buttocks to tuck under and for the chest to sink. So first draw your thigh bones back over your ankles. And lengthen the sides of the trunk like we practiced in dog. Let the shoulders balance back into position. Let the head float right up on top of the spine so you feel tall. So in yoga, we treat mountain poses if it's a pose that we practice to help to strengthen the body because this posture doesn't come naturally to be upright. So just practice standing upright. Then take your arms forward and up. Raise the arms, reach through your heels, reach up through your fingers, grow tall up through your spine. Bring your arms back down. Next, let's try a balancing pose, tree pose. If the balance is difficult in this pose, you can stand with your fingertips against the wall. So let's try right heel up to the left inner thigh. Again, if you're unsteady, you can go over to a wall and put your fingertips on it. Otherwise, if the balance is good, stand tall, and we'll do a variation with the arms. Interlock your fingers, right index finger on top. Turn your palms inside out. Raise your arms up. Root through the center of your left heel. Turn the thumb index finger side of the hand up. Draw your waist back, left thigh back, just like in mountain. Lengthen to the sides of the trunk. And breathe. Then bring your arms back down. Good. Lower that right leg and change legs. Bring your left heel up to your right inner thigh. Interlock your fingers, left index finger on top this time. Turn your palms inside out. Raise your arms up. Let your breath be steady in and out through your nose. And bring the arms back down. Lower your leg back down. Did you balance that whole time? That's really good. Okay. And if you have to use the wall, no worries. Next, we're going to do a couple of standing poses. If you're less flexible in your legs, or if you have long legs in proportion to your trunk and your arms, you might benefit from using a block. Okay, so I'm gonna have a block handy just to show how it helps. Step your legs wide apart, spread your arms out. In this position, extended hands and feet pose, still look for your mountain pose actions. Draw the inner thighs back, grow tall through your trunk, straight up through the line of your ankles. Now turn the left toes in a little, turn the right leg all the way out. Left foot's a little pigeon toes, turned in like 10 degrees from the midline, or from pointing straight ahead. Then bend your right knee and grow your spine upright, warrior two. So practice stretching the back leg, standing tall, mountain pose posture, as if you're balancing a book up on top of your head. Look over your right middle finger. Now see if your right thigh can drop a little bit deeper without shrinking the waist. Put your hand down onto the block or onto the floor. But to get the hand down, we don't want to round the back because this is a back class, right? We're working on keeping the spine, teaching the spine length. You might be able to put the hand flat on the block or medium block, but don't lose your length. Still keep your chest open. Take your top arm, rotate it, and reach it all the way overhead. Make a long line of energy from your back heel all the way past your fingertips on your top arm. It's like from the back leg out through the fingers, it's doing that upright stretch. Same mountain pose line. If you look at your right leg, you don't want the knee twisting in. Turn the knee to point straight out so it's tracking with the center, ankle, knee, and hip. Okay, good. Now draw your navel in to protect your back. Come back up to stand. Take the block with you if you're using it. And turn the feet to the other side. So the back foot angles in a little bit. That protects my hip joint as well as my lower back. Turn your left leg out. Turn the thigh so that the knee points forward. That's going to protect your knee and your hip on your front leg. Spread your arms. Open your chest. Then start to bend the left leg. As you bend your left leg, notice that the back leg wants to shrink. Don't let that happen. Keep stretching the back leg and growing your spine upright as you bend your knee. So don't let the body borrow from the length of the back leg. Keep stretching the back leg, growing the spine upright. Head right up on top. Breathe. Now see if you can drop your left thigh a little bit deeper, keeping the length of the spine. Then place your hand down, fingertips on the block or floor without losing the length of your spine. So yeah, just feel in your body. It's more important that you keep your spine long and your chest open than putting your hand down. Doesn't matter how far down the hand goes. Now see if the spread of the legs can take you deeper into the pose without shrinking the spine or the chest. Maybe you could put the hand flat onto the block or take the block a notch lower. Now take your top arm all the way over your ear. Glance down for just a moment. Make sure that your front leg, your left leg is still aligned. The center ankle, the center knee, and the center hip are tracking. Stretch your back leg. Breathe length into your spine and reach longer past your fingers. Now drop your left thigh a little bit deeper. Good, then inhale, come back up to stand. Parallel your feet. Okay, this time let's place the hand on the shin. We'll try a straight-legged stretch, triangle. Turn the back foot in a little, turn the right leg out. Spread your arms, inhale. Exhale, place your hand down onto your shin without locking your knee downward. Elongate the spine and open the chest. Stretch your top arm. Maybe you can slide your hand a little further down now. Still keep the chest open. Press into your feet, come back up to stand. Turn your feet to the other side. Spread your arms, inhale. Exhale, place your hand down onto your shin. Elongate the spine, stretch the back leg, expand the chest without shrinking your lower back. Maybe the hand can slide a little further down. Come back up to stand. Parallel your feet, then step your feet together. Stand tall in mountain. All right, warrior one. Virabhadrasana 1. Step your feet wide apart. Place your hands on your hips. Turn your right foot all the way out. Pivot your back foot in a little more than halfway. Then wiggle your right foot to the right so your inner heels are lined up. This will help with your balance. Stand tall, stretch the back leg. Grow the spine upright as you stretch the back leg straight. Then raise your arms. Keep the back leg stretching totally straight as you lift and lengthen your spine. You already will probably start to feel a stretch through the front of the hip, to the side hip, just to stand tall and stretch the back leg. To go deeper, start to bend your front leg, but keep stretching the back leg and growing the spine upright. Now see if you can bend a little bit deeper. Keep stretching the back leg, breathe. And come back up. Turn your feet to the other side. Back foot angles in, left foot turns all the way out. Now raise your arms up. Stretch through the back leg, grow your spine tall. Start to bend your left knee. But keep stretching the back leg, keep lengthening through the spine, stretch the arms. Come back up, turn your feet so they're parallel, place your hands on your hips. All 10 toes point straight ahead, roll your shoulders back, open your chest, inhale. Exhale, fold forward, touch the floor. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, walk the hands back, let your head drop down. So to help to restore health in the spine, we want to get it to start to move in all directions. We want to be able to do like lateral extensions. We want it to be able to round evenly. We want it to be able to twist. So that's what we're doing with the standing posture. We're just trying to bring health through the legs to work up through the spine and through the shoulders and through the arms to help to access into the upper spine and the neck. Here, let the shoulders lift away from your ears and release the back of your skull down. Then inhale, make a flat back. Exhale, hands onto your hips. Come all the way up to stand. Step your feet together. Stand tall in mountain. Okay, now we're gonna do a couple of those back bends that I mentioned earlier that are gonna help. So I have a prop to help. I have this foam roller. If you don't have a foam roller, you could find something else. What else could you use? You could use a block for your upper back. You could use a bolster or a pillow or anything that's gonna give you support for your middle upper back. One time I used Birkenstock sandals. You could do whatever you got around the house that feels smooth enough to go into your upper back. But watch how I do this. I sit the buttock down to the floor. Now I want you to have your prop right at about the bra line, just below the shoulder blades. Sit your butt down, draw your navel in so that your lower back is lengthened, and then start to wheel the chest up and over whatever you're on. Good. As the butt stretches down towards the floor, Draw the navel in and stretch through the sides of the chest away from the butt. And then come back up. Let's move that roller or whatever you got just an inch higher. Now put your hands behind your head like headstand style. Stretch the butt down, stretch the navel in and up first, and then start to back bend. Roll up and over, elbows in. And instead of the neck taking all the back bend, let the whole spine back bend evenly. Breathe through your nose. Stretch your butts down into the floor, both of them. Draw the navel up and lengthen your spine. Stretch the elbows back. Oh, good. Come back up. Oh, feels so good. Okay, good. Sit up. And then we'll just see how that back bend, the supported back bend, affects our active back bend. So now come onto the hands and the knees. Then lie down onto your belly. Turn your hands around at your side, modified low cobra. Start to stretch the chest and the butt's back. Same actions that you're just doing with the roller. Draw the sides of the navel up towards your heart. Turn the shoulders. Roll the chest. Then turn the hands around. Keep rolling through, and we're going to come into cobra now. Roll, same actions in the roller. Stretch the butts, draw the navel, roll the chest. And then up dog, lift your knees, and lower yourself back down. Press back on the hands and knees. And stretch back to child's pose. Oh, nice. Then sit with your legs crossed for a moment. Just feel all that opening you create in your spine. How much better the chest, the shoulders, the neck feels. That's good. Okay, now lie down on your back. For this next stretch, you're going to have a strap. Do you have a strap? You could use a shirt or a towel or whatever you got nearby. Lie down on the back. Take your right leg straight up in your strap or your shirt or your towel. Release the hips evenly out of the lower back as you stretch that leg. Then bend your knee, change sides. Take your left foot up in the strap. Stretch the right leg out along the floor. Active leg like mountain. Let both hips release evenly out of the lower back as you stretch your legs. So as you feel the legs stretch, breathe length into the spine. So we want the spine to gain health again. And you want to get out of physical pain. The way to do that is to be consistent about your practice. You can't just do this practice one time a week, one time a month, and expect the pain to go away. You practice regularly. So start practicing a sequence like this at least 3 or 4 times a week. Do this sequence, and after a month, you're going to feel a difference. Bend your leg. Change legs. Hug your right knee to your chest. All right, now I'm going to use this roller, the foam roller. You can use your block if you had a block or whatever you had, but I'm going to take my shin all the way over onto the roller. Then, as your navel releases back to your spine, take the right arm out to the side. So right leg on the roller, right arm out to the side. As you inhale, elongate the spine, stretch your tailbone towards your left heel, draw your navel up towards your heart, up towards your crown, and as you exhale, let the chest ribs turn. Then come back to center. Change sides. Take the roller or the block, or whatever you're using, over to the other side. Hug the left knee in. Then take the left knee all the way over to the side and rest it. Take your left arm over to the side. And as you inhale, elongate the spine, stretch your tailbone. As you exhale, plug the navel, turn the navel towards the left shoulder and open up. And then visualize your breath moving into the areas that feel tight, as if you could breathe those tight areas open. Bring your leg back to center. Take Shavasana, corpse pose. So for corpse pose, we give the body a chance to acclimate to all the postures that you did and just relax. This time is super important. Let the hands fall open, let the feet fall open. Just relax from head to toe, let go. Relax the muscles in the face. Let the jaw relax. Soften your tongue. Soften the eyes. Soften your inner ears. Let the skin on the forehead soften. Let your whole body completely relax. Where the skin feels like it feels tight or sticky over your restricted areas, imagine more space. Feel the skin loosen on those tight, sticky areas. So there's more space between the skin and the muscle. Then take a slow, full breath in through your nose. Fill the lungs from the bottom all the way up to the top. And let all the air out. Bend your knees. Roll to your right side. Press yourself up to seated. Sit up straight and tall. Bring your palms together. With your eyes closed, take a moment, feel the body. Notice the shift. Observe the current mental state, the quality of the mind, and the quality of the breath. Just notice how good you feel after you practice yoga. All right, thank you. Namaste.